let me get into the SSI thing here, the Social Security insurance. So Elon Musk and a friend of his, they were out in Wisconsin doing a rally or a town hall, and they were talking about how what they found in Social Security is just horrible. The government was giving away Social Security numbers, and it wasn't haphazard. It was planned. People were coming across the border, and they were handing them a Social Security number.
When we saw these numbers, we were like, what is this? In 21, you see 270,000 people, goes all the way to 2.1 million in 24. These are non-citizens that are getting Social Security numbers.
Yeah, this is a mind-blowing chart.
Yeah, just this literally blew us away. When you come in the country, if you're illegal, there's a couple ways to come in. You come in through a port of entry, and you can tell them you're afraid. They'll give you an asylum case. You'll get an interview. Then you get in. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to just go to the border. Literally, this happened. I talked to Border Patrol myself. Elon was there too. I went to Laredo, and I went to Bronzeville. Elon went to Eagle Pass. You walk up to a Border Patrol officer, and you tell them you want to come in. They have a couple of choices. They could charge you with a misdemeanor or a felony under 1325, or they can make it an administrative offense, like a parking ticket, basically. They were told to do that, make it an administrative offense under the last administration. And then you go walk across the border, they do what's called a release from your own recognizance, and they give you an NTA, a notice to appear, which to appear to judge. The wait times on judges are like average 6 years. Look at Grok, you'll see it on immigration judges. There's only 700 of them. This is 5.5 million people, okay? So what happens then? Once you're in the country and you got asylum through one of these pathways, and we map the whole thing out, you can apply for a work document. You file a 765, it's the work form. You get this form called the 766, that's the authorization, and then Social Security Administration automatically sends you in the mail your Social Security number. No interview, no ID. This is true. The defaults in the system from Social Security to all of the benefit programs have been set to max inclusion, max pay for these people, and minimum collection. That's what's happening. We found 1.3 million of them already on Medicaid, as an example.
We are paying people who came here illegally. We're giving them Social Security. When our old people can't afford to eat, we're just giving this away to people who are here illegally. That's crazy. Crazy. So, we don't survive as a nation without some accountability and without some common ground. And I don't know, again, when did it become okay to cheer or jeer for somebody who's stopping corruption in our government? When did it be okay? I mean, how did we get here? How did we get to the point to where people actually cheer the idea of our government secretly and denying it, if you ask them, giving taxpayer-funded benefits like Social Security to millions of people who are here illegally? And most people don't even blink now. How did we forget politics, forget red team, blue team. Just let me say this. Just ask yourself this question. If the people you trusted the least were doing this, would you be okay with it? That's to my side. Would you be okay with it? I would be fine if you had an Elon Musk in there doing this. Be totally fine. And exposing all of this? Yep. It's not a gotcha. It's a principle. It's critical thinking. Would you be okay? Critical thinking really needs to make a comeback. Because when we stop thinking critically, we start defending nonsense because our side is doing it. And we lose something bigger than an argument. We lose trust. We lose connection. We lose the ability to have any kind of honest conversations with the people that we love. So how do you talk to your friends and your family who just don't seem to see what we see? Well, it doesn't start with confrontation. It starts with curiosity, which brings us to questions you can ask. You ask them, can we just look at this as if we didn't know who was in office? Because then we can find our principles. Would you still feel like this was okay? What's the limiting principle here? If this is allowed for the government to deny that they're doing this, but give all of this money, all of these benefits to people who are here illegally while denying they're doing it, and it's not within the bounds of the law. If we can just do this now, is there any limiting principle? What can't we do? What happens to a country when the law no longer means what it says? Don't accuse. We just need to start inviting people to answer these questions. Show respect for their mind. Because deep down, most people do not want to be hypocrites. They don't. And that's the conflict that they're having in their head right now. Okay? They want to be consistent. They want to be fair. But sometimes they just need a little help connecting the dots. So what they'll say is, well, Trump did. You just stop them right there. It's not about Trump. It's about policy and principles right now. Can we judge this on its own merit? The dishonest ones will end the conversation there. And they'll want to just go back into the outrage machine. But you stay in reality. Because we can't see our neighbors as enemies just because they see the world differently. But the first step to helping each other is ask honest questions. Have the courage to listen to their answer. Not be thinking, oh, good, they said that, so I can say it. Just listen, even when it makes you really uncomfortable. Because we have to find our way back to truth. We have to find our way back to the actual law. We have to find our way back to logic. Because it's not political. It's just about right and wrong. And if we can't do this, then the fight isn't about left versus right anymore. It honestly isn't even about good and evil. It's about sane versus the insane.